Hey, Shalom. To the hopeful elect, I want to start off by giving all the praise and the honor and the glory unto the mighty Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders out of great millstone, and also much peace and mercy unto the hopeful elect. It's the brother Ayak back at you again, all right, through the Spirit, all right, with this holy, mighty, powerful word. Continue to push it unto so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indians, which are the children of Israel, also known as the chosen people of the Heavenly Father. All right, I want to get into a topic, man, that was, kind of on my spirit, man, and another big shout out to all you Akim out there. I know it's Saturday, and a lot of brothers, been laboring out, especially on Saturdays and throughout the week as well, man. Just always want to, boost the Akim up, man. Letting it be known. We all know that the Heavenly Father, sees our works, but scriptures talk about we, minister to the saints and do minister, man. All right, so brothers are doing a mighty service out there. I want to shout out to all you Akim and the few sisters that believe as well, because I'm, a few sisters are catching my eye, seeing them, being just bringing out the facts, with this whole Church 2819 issue. You had the IUIC brothers out there, and you had a woman, she was just kind of, saying, hey, the truth is what it is, man. Everything that Christianity say that they stand for, they don't push none of these things. It's just a lot of lip service, and these things have been found out, and bring these things out to the forefront, which is ultimately this Almighty, on these last days, showing a differentiation between which is which, you know what I mean? So a lot of people can see it, all right? Because we know that children of Israel are extremely naive as sheep, you know what I'm saying? I just want to point that out, man, and I just want to, get into this topic. What inspired this topic was the controversy of Zion. It's still a major thing, a major thing, all right? I was seeing that some type of platform with, you had Captain Cesar, I guess his Edomites invited him on the show, and you can see the disgust in their face as he was speaking. They just hate the truth. That's what it is. Everybody talking about everybody should live out their own truth, so what have you. And but when we speak what the truth is, it's a problem. And I mean, it's just a problem. Like scriptures say in Maccabees that we were no longer allowed to profess ourselves as Jews, man. All right, especially it just is what it is. Especially Southern Kingdom out there. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing today. You can see the disgust on their face, and they're like, yeah, right, this dude is bugged out. And you just see, the same thing happening. We are discredited. We are discredited. You know what I'm saying? We only credit it when we're talking about hurting one another. Then it's credited. Oh, you hear Jake talking about I'm a ride on his fellow brother. He gonna he don't do drive-bys. He do walk-ups and all this. The shit that Jake be talking about, and catching bodies and all that shit. Then we're credited. Then people are like, oh yeah, they're about that. They're savages, this, that, and the third. But when we come out with tell you what the truth is, and we are a righteous and holy people, then it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And I just, you notice these things time and time again. I heard somebody say, even though it have been said and people have heard it, all you nations have heard this truth, of what we're talking about, and the evidence is undeniable, and still y'all wrote the narrative out there of pushing lies. That's why it's nothing but woe to these bloody cities, man, plural, man. Brothers that living across the pond, this, that, and the third, man, they are dealing with these same things, man. All right? And I just heard somebody say, it was telling a young teen, like, yeah, hey, if you want to buy something, you got to go to that Jewish market to go buy, I guess they were trying to buy some Dubai chocolate, this, that, and the third. And not even, when the opportunity presents itself to tell, the truth, what it is, that they won't do it. And then it just creates, that snowball effect of lies is continue to roll on. It has life. But the Heavenly Father's going to pull a plug into all these things, man. All right? Which is a beautiful thing, man. All them that are doing these things until the Heavenly Father's chosen people, the apple of his eye, man, they're going to be so much regret upon their thoughts of their mind, man. All right? But, hey, that's just, the times that we live in, man. Where, the truth is that the path of truth, only in small people going to find it. And the truth on the grander scale, the world has been brainwashed so far that you know, and it looks like the truth is never gonna be victorious. All right, but it is what it is. You know, Yahweh shall crack them skies. It says every eye shall see him. All right, then the truth will be right before your eyes, man. You're gonna see what it looks like, you know, not that olive color. Yeah, he looks like the color of olive. You know, niggas be pushing that bullshit, man. All right, go grab some olives and you bring them out and you tell me which olive are you referring to. You see, and it's that simple. It's that simple. All right, but anywho, I'm gonna get into it, man. I want to get into Isaiah the 34th chapter, you know, which is kind of like I said, what inspired this about the controversy of Zion. All right, let's start from the top, man. You know, we're trying to run the highlighted parts of this chapter. I was rereading it earlier today, man. You know, bringing up a little bit more precepts. You know, it's just for advice. You know, the more precepts you can find, the more merrier. You know, you get 2 or 3 more witnesses to verify what you're saying. It's a good thing. All right, it's Isaiah 34. And starting at the top, it says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear." Let everybody hear, man. All right, that's why this platform that the Father set up is for a purpose, man. YouTube is a device, a streaming service that everybody can get on, man, and it's a free service. Yeah, you got to pay for your internet or what have you, but to get on here, man, it's a free service for right now. Because looking at the world on the trajectory it's on, man, it's going to be a famine of the word eventually, man. Even on YouTube, it's going to be a famine of the word. But right now, man, all you nations come here, man. Come hear your judgment. You know, the books are open, man. All right. It says, "And all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it." Man, everybody need to hear this. Everybody, man. All right. The Heavenly Father is about to raise up what people look at as the scum of the earth. Going to raise them up, man. And we're going to rule this place, which the world is in dire need and thirst of. You know, right now they're doing this whole marching with the No King March. It just shows that the people are wanting a righteous rulership. You know, which that's a whole nother topic. We're gonna have to do a lesson on that. You're gonna have to. You have to speak on the current events. All right. It says what? Let them know what? That for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations. His righteous anger of the Lord is upon all nations, man. All right. Let's get back into the first verse. You know, grabbing just a few precepts, man. "Come near, ye nations, and hear, all you nations, man." And that goes into Jeremiah 1:5. The Father has raised us up to be prophets unto the nations, man. Psalms 120 verse 7. You know, for when we speak, man, we are for peace, man. We are for peace, but when we speak, it's for war, man. So you nations get ready for that war, man. You know, we're talking about the Lord of hosts. He's orchestrating this, man. All right. And then we also have Jeremiah 28:8 about the prophets, man. They prophesy of war, peace, and it's like a war, famine, and pestilence, man. All right, just going to roughly paraphrasing that particular verse. All right. It says, for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations. All right. So the Father about to, bring that wrath down. All right. Which that's another issue. They have painted the Almighty as he's just some fucking teddy bear up there. All right. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury is upon all their armies. See? So you can join all these armies and you can think that niggas is looking invincible if you want to. He hath utterly destroyed them, and he had delivered them to the slaughter. See, so that's the end game. The army is utterly destroyed. The arms is too short to box of God, and delivered them to the slaughter. Just as they have taken pleasure, like it tells you in Baruch the 4th chapter. Miserable are the cities that received us and took pleasure and had joy of our downfall. The same way they have led us into led us to the slaughter. The Heavenly Father is leading them to the slaughter as well. All right. Let me see what precepts I have right there really quick. Oh yeah. I think it's yeah. That's just a few precepts I had lined up. But I was thinking something earlier when I was reading this. We'll continue to read it. The Lord willing, this comes to me, because I don't want to say it a little bit too early, jump the gun and speak on it. But anyway, it says, for the indignation, it's okay. He had delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. See, so that their mountains, their whole all these whole set up these governments, their whole power, all their structure, power structure, and these men, I think they're powerful. It's going to be melted with their own blood, because this place is going to be cleansed. Not only this place, but other places too, which touched on Numbers, the 35th chapter. Right? In verse 4, it says, "And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved." All right, that's the rulers of today are going to be dissolved, man. All right, because Yahweh Shai going to take the have the crowns, and he's going to rule, man. All right. And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. And that's going into, how he's going to bring, all these weapons that you've seen are made for this purpose, man. All right, those mushroom clouds are going to take place because everybody's gearing up for that. All right. And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine and as a falling fig from the fig tree. See, niggas is up right now. All right. But hey, the bigger you are, the harder you fall, man. All right. That also goes into pride goes before destruction, man. So you're gonna see the pride come, and then your destruction gonna follow that. And these niggas is extremely proud, man. Even the low level people you see walking around, they may put on a show, put on a face for you, but they're proud too. They're proud, They feeling themselves, and and whose word is really worth something, which is the children of Israel. They shun it, They're gonna fall, man. All what's that song they used to sing when you was little? Ashes, ashes, and they all fall down, Verse 5, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness." And I said it's made fat with fatness. It's made fat with the overflowing. All right? The blood is going to be overflowing, man. "And with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams, for the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea," which is Edom, which now they have multiple lands. You know what I mean? It's not just going into their land, going into the Old Testament of their land, but now they're sprung out. All right, they putting their flags everywhere. They have territory everywhere. So the Heavenly Father has to slaughter wherever they are. And I was going into this, trying to get more, better understanding on this verse. I was going into the commentary brothers put me on to. When you go to Bible Hub, you can click on the commentary, and there's different people you can click on their commentaries. And the brother had told me to check out Gil's commentary, and I checked it out, and it was kind of cool because a lot of scriptures tell you they're twofold, two and threefold. All right, but it goes right here into it says where the blood of the lambs and goats, because the Heavenly Father's the slain of the Lord shall be many, not just the other nations, not just the wicked, but also our people are gonna take a L as well, man. All right. So when I used to read this, I used to think about our people when it talks about the lambs and the goats. I used to just think about that because we are the sheep. But I was going to the commentary. It was like giving me a flip side. It was going into the lambs and goats, meaning the goats is like a rebellious type of a creature. It's like it causes havoc. It's like a problem child in the sense. The so-called Adamant is a main problem child. But it says so. That's talking about the goats. It's talking about like the kings. All right, but the lambs is going to those that are underneath the king. All right, the lambs is like naive and they just kind of do what they're told and go as you instruct them. So the fatness is going to be overflowing with the blood of what of the kings and also those that are underneath them. It says with the fat of the kidneys of rams, and that's going into like the governors as well, because all these niggas are in cahoots with reigning forever, man. All right, and discrediting who the Heavenly Father has actually chose. For the Lord has the sacrifice in Basra, and that's let still the top heathen, man. All right, is the Edomites, man. All right. Verse 8, it says, "For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion." So this is the year of paybacks, plural. There's so much they have to pay for, man. And the controversy of Zion. And right, you click on that when you get this verse, Isaiah 34:8. If you pull that up in NLT, it tells you, man, for the controversy of Edom. the controversy that Edom have made of Zion. And Zion is the children of Israel. So they have turned this thing into some type of controversy. Well, I already don't know who the people are, and this, that, and the third. Well, in 1948 they did this, and they brought people in from all across the world in planes, and all these narratives they put has turned it into a controversy. So now when you hear the children of Israel tell you exactly who they are, you like, oh, but I don't know about that because of this person says this, and this scholar says this, and what is taught in the schools and the movies and throughout, just on every damn on the news, Google, and all these avenues which they control. I was seeing an article of that earlier where you had like showing all the things that these people actually run. It's like NBC, it's like Google, it's YouTube, it's Disney. They run all type of platforms, man. These movie theaters, this, that, and the third. They run all these things, man. All right, so they have made it a controversy. All right, going down verse 10. So the empire is gonna, this place, America, man. Hey, this place is going to be most desolate, like I love to quote. Verse 10 goes into it. It says, "It shall not be quenched night or day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever," man. So all this shit you going on, these parades and all these, these holidays that they make and all this shit, Columbus Day, all these things are going to be done with, man. Done away with. And you're not going to, these names, their names going to be put out of memory in a sense, their holidays and their customs and all that shit is going to be done with, man. All right, we get the last verse, Isaiah 34:16. It says, "Seek ye," it's talking to you, children of Israel, man. "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord." That's what we welcome you to do, man. Seek the Heavenly Father out of the book of the Lord. Learn about His characteristics. Learn about who He is, from His Word. Don't go off with somebody else has said. It's like it. They're doing some fireworks over here. It says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read." And read. That's the key. Read. It's for me and for all that have ears to hear, man. Bros and sisters. And it says read. All right. It says, "No one of these shall fail." So none of the things the Heavenly Father has had prophesied about are going to fail. None shall want her mate. So if you read these things, you understand it. You see that the prophecy is unfolding. You see nothing that He said is failing. It's going to have you to not want her mate. So when niggas try to walk up to you with a different book, different philosophy, different doctrines, you're not going to want it. Because you're going to actually see what the real is, and you're going to be fully persuaded. All right. It says, for my mouth it hath commanded, and His spirit it hath gathered them. So His mouth has commanded these things to take place. And His spirit has put all these things together. And it kind of makes me, I remember the verse I was going to go into earlier. It was that one that was in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, I believe. Well, it basically was saying that the Heavenly Father is, dang, I forgot how it was worded. Let me see. Is it right here? Let me see. 2nd Ezra 15 and 10. I'm not sure. I don't want to click out of this. Sometimes when I'm trying to do a video and I click into another app, it just will stop the video. But basically, it was roughly paraphrasing. It was saying that everybody on the planet is moving at the tune of the Almighty, man. How about that? And especially all these other nations, they have basically. And Father roughly paraphrasing. Man, I kind of want to read it better, but he's basically saying that he's giving them all enough rope to all hang themselves, man. So niggas out here doing their thing, thinking they, making a name for themselves. They have only, they're only in a trap. You know what I'm saying? They're only in a trap, and only the Heavenly Father wins in this trap, man. All right, and we trying to be winners alongside that. All right, because people that don't seek the Heavenly Father out of His book, man, you're gonna fall short. I kind of ran that in my last video that the knowledge that you have about Shem Yahushai and through Sophia, meaning this wisdom, man, it will have you to not appear empty. So we don't want to appear empty. Bringing our gifts and the things we're supposed to flip. You don't want to appear empty. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. And Lord willing, I'm able to continue to push. Until next time, shalom.